Guide them to salvation.
You know, when someone asks, hey, are you ready for Type-0? The answer is always no. No, you're not. Hello, friends. I'm Asuka424. Welcome to the Final Fantasy you've probably never heard of or know very little about. Thanks. Yeah, nobody saw that. No, everything. You don't see anything behind the curtain. Yeah, I see you. You didn't see anything. Anyway, so welcome to Final Fantasy Type-0 HD. A Final Fantasy that you've probably never heard of, but it's also one of my favorites. I'm Asuka424. You might hear some dog commentators on occasion. I have 2 loaves of bread on twigs. Corgis named Galahad and Freya. They might bark on occasion. If it was Jon Snow unmasked, there'd be questions. Yeah, so we are just going to get started. Set the estimate a little high because A, a little rusty at this. B, this is a Final Fantasy where you're not satisfied with the amount of RNG that's present in Final Fantasy or RPGs in general. No, you're good. You're good. All right, so we're just gonna get started. As Sent, who also runs this, asks if everyone's ready. Yes, back couch is ready. Is my existential dread of running this game ready? I say yes, and we are just going to start. Yeah, pretty much. It's all good. Right now we just skipped the most important, actually we are about to skip the most important thing, which is the tutorial. It saves like 4 minutes, and yeah, we're gonna need that 4 minutes for when everything else in this ROM goes haywire. I'm pretty much just gonna chill for a little bit, because in about 15 or so seconds, we're gonna be stuck at a screen for about 40 more seconds, so... Oh, thank you. I missed... Hello? Please accept your death. Please accept your frozen death. Thank you very much. Alright, skip a quick cutscene, and now, that guy is gonna try to kill us. Spoilers. That guy can kill us, so we're gonna stand over here. Anyway, this is an HD remaster of a PSP Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy Type-0 was originally called, before it was released, Final Fantasy Agito 13. And if that sounds kind of familiar, there was, for Final Fantasy fans, there was a trio of Final Fantasy 13 games. Final Fantasy 13, like the main one, Agito 13, which eventually became Type-0, and Versus 13, which eventually became Final Fantasy 15. This is actually, for it being a 2-disc PSP title originally, this is also the very first mature rated Final Fantasy title. So 15, 16, I don't know if that raspberry came through, but I 100% gave it the raspberry. Come on, there we go. So yeah, this game beat it to the punch. In this next room, I'm gonna show you really quick the power of kill sites and break sites. They're basically red and yellow circles, but I will let the game do the talking. I'm gonna switch to our wonderful mage queen here.
What is it?
And we're not gonna get kill sites, which is annoying, but here we are.
The line's clear of your nonsense.
Yeah, that's alright. So kill sites and break sites are pretty much how this run can exist. Come on. Come on.
What's your status?
Go through. The break sites are yellow, the kill sites are red. Break sites are crit shots, red kill sites are, well, shocking nobody, kill shots. Nope. We are going to not push that button, which is a little annoying. Type-0 will very much do Type-0 things. You just kind of have to work with it. Like right there, we were a little too slow for a break site right there. That's alright. Yeah, so anyway. Type-0 is composed of a class of characters, Class 0 specifically. And this first mission, we don't get to choose who we're playing as. What? But for the most part, we play as Ace, we play as Queen, and 9 is just, well,
Don't let them advance any further.
he's happy to be here. It's fine. He's good. So right now, you'll find out magic is actually very powerful in this game, and the different types of magic are actually kind of based off of weaponry. So you'll see Ace is using what's called Blizz Bomb. Think of it as like a grenade that's going off in his hand. That is... Come on. There we go. So it's a close range attack. There's this Thunder SHG, which almost acts like a shotgun, but using thunder magic. There's RF for rifle, a couple other things. Hello? Type-0 is really being a butt right now, which is fine. But our first big RNG section, we got royally borked right there, so we're going to have to compensate later on. We are specifically looking for items that required 3 people to not die in that one room. And I have spoilers for you. 3 people died in that room. So we're going to have to acquire those items later, which is fine. We'll deal with it. 90% of this game is accepting that everything has gone wrong and trying to figure out how to compensate around that. Like this next one, we're going to try to go for a swag kill using Odin. Just accept the fact that Odin's here. He misses. That's fine. We're just going to go up to 100%. This is the plot point. We automatically get to summon Odin. There's a purple number at the top of the screen that we're just waiting to go to 100. So we can hit the victory screen and move on. There's a swag kill for getting the 20% chance of getting the instant kill. But this game has already decided to throw everything into chaos, so it's fine. There we go. Misbehaving a little bit here. But this is the first boss of the area. Well, actually the only boss of the area. Still waiting for a kill or break sight or two, and he's not giving it, which is a little awkward. That's fine. You'd think it'd be dead, but no. It's Final Fantasy, so it's gonna reactivate. It's fine. I'm just gonna wait, bait out another attack. Get that big sight to appear, get hit by an attack, because of course. Get that red kill sight, and cool. And you'll find out very quickly that there's gonna be a lot of red numbers in my splits right now because RNG is being very unkind to this run. But that is the tutorial. And yeah, when I mentioned there's RNG in this run, it's pretty much the entire game is a reset point. One of the biggest reset points is actually the beginning of this next mission. We're actually not going to save our progress because saving is slow. And we're not going to need that until the game really doesn't like us. But right now we're being introduced to Academia, that is the school that we are learning to fight war in. Which, we're fighting a war as teenagers. It's, that is a plot point you're going to ignore. Again, mature rated Final Fantasy title. That is Dr. Aricia. She's what the class calls Mother, for plot reasons that are very convoluted that we'll just leave in those wonderful cutscenes we're skipping. Getting introduced to more characters that we're not going to care about as we progress and never talk to again. What's kind of annoying about this run is when you skip cutscenes, basically I'm mashing like the start button because there's a very tiny window where you can just skip it right away. However, it's kind of impossible to tell where that sweet spot is, so we just mash. Who needs thumbs anyway? This next part is going to be our first menu, so we're going to put Sice, for reasons, Ace to Cater, Sice to Machina, Jack to Deuce, Arment, give Rem a swapping of magic, and then promote Sice so she goes Zoom Zoom. There's not that many menus in this game, which is awesome, but it just be that way. As we press the first mission, we switch to Sice because every character has 3 running speeds. Because 1 and 2 speeds weren't enough. There is out of combat, world map, out of combat, or in combat, no weapon drawn. And then in combat, weapon drawn. Out of combat, Sice is the fastest. So a lot of times we will just go zoom with her when we're not in combat. It's very much a case of Hojo take the wheel because she is not the easiest to control. It's fine.
As good as done. Let's
All
try.
right, we accepted our first mission and our first massive reset point. There's a special bonus stat going into each mission called Primed, and we get to the character select screen, there'll be random yellow bars around certain characters. It basically is a huge buff for that particular mission for that particular character. It's completely random who gets them. You can have missions where nobody gets them, but we need the character at the bottom of the list to have a yellow bar around her name, which did not happen, so that's fine. All right, we are going to, in that case, switch out Sice for Queen. What happens is Rem is our super duper magic user, but she will run out of, her magic isn't quite as strong without prime status, and her MP will run out by the time we get to the boss. Now, this is really the only mission where having prime status is a huge boon. Putting it in perspective, the best I've done this mission with prime Rem is 106. The best I've done this with a non-primed Rem is like 135. Especially when you have this guy just deciding to dodge pretty much everything I'm throwing at him, which is a thing. There we go. For like with prime Rem, all of those are basically one-hit kills. Where here, not so much. We really had to deplete our MP pool. So, one thing you do when you don't have prime Rem in a marathon setting is you swap out your speedy zoom character Sice for Queen. And that's specifically for this boss fight, so you can have more magic to throw at our wonderful enemy here. So we're just gonna wait until we get. Oops. Come on. The Queen try to take out as much as she can. There we go. And unfortunately, again, there aren't any people alive, which is getting really scary for later missions. Yeah, so right there, it's not having prime Rem is like, oh, painful. But it's a marathon, so you just have to kind of accept your fate. So we're going to return to Academia. We're going to skip some more cutscenes. We're going to grab Sice again out of this. Assignment Sice. Cool. Now we're back to going zoom. Yeah, there's a lot kind of thrown at you from the beginning of this. Later on will be areas where it's like, all right, this part is kind of self-explanatory because it's terrifying and I could die in a heartbeat. But right here, we are doing a very important thing. We are educating ourselves. Oops. We're basically getting a free 2000 HP, or EXP, which is very beneficial to get certain skills. Alright, we are heading on to one of the 3, as I say in like 4 sets of quotation marks, one of the 3 most important missions of the game, and they're RTS missions. They're actually incredibly difficult. Extremely silly levels of difficult. So they're so important in the game's mind, we just skip them. That was a quality of life thing they added in the HD title where you have the option of just skipping those because they're not fun. So now we get switched over to Ace. We're getting what's called an SO, a special order. We can use that to get temporary buffs in missions. We can also use it to get certain items to bail us out of things later on. Alright. Oops. We're going to see the cutest chocobos in the universe right now because it's a Final Fantasy 13 title. and you are obligated to see baby chocobo. So there are 2 baby chocobo. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, because that is the only time you'll see them in this run. It's unfortunate that's like 13 minutes in and we're already... We've used up our baby chocobo quota, which is, well, depressing. They're so cute though! It's baby chocobo! Alright, we're on Ace. He is kind of slow, so we're going to do our second menu of the game. More so to get a few more abilities. Mother's going to talk to us. We're going to do as every dutiful child does and skip through all of her content. Get to Sice. We're going to do promotions. Cater. Cater is our very fast zoom character when we are in combat with our weapon drawn. You'll see just how silly levels of fast she is. Not in this next mission. We don't bring her, but in pretty much every other mission. It's going to be Cater, Ace, and Trey that we... or Cater, Jack, Trey that we bring for just about everything. All right. So we are boosting up Machina pretty much just for the next mission. Small quota, small check. Accurate, honestly, very accurate. There's a good reasoning for that.
At ease.
All right, cutscene. So therefore, skip. Cool.
This ends now. We mustn't falter.
I'm always sad when we leave the classroom because each one of the classmates can randomly say something. Well, they all have like one line, but they'll talk at random. I'm always hoping that Sync, our wonderful sweetheart with a giant hammer, think Tinkaton, basically. She just says, "I'm on fire now," and I'm always hoping she says that. And she almost never does. It's depressing. Alright, so we are on a chocobo. Chocobos prevent you from getting into random encounters. They're actually the same run speed as Sice on foot, which is kind of terrifying for Sice, because she's fast. Anywho, we need Jack, Machina, and Rem for this next mission, and we do have a Rem that's primed, which I'm okay with. Machina isn't, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll just deal with this. Alright, so those special orders that we picked up a little bit earlier, you do the thing within a time limit, you get the buff. Well, the game forgot that that buff, you can just keep it with you when you leave the room, and you don't get penalized. Normally, if you don't complete the special order in time, you die. Thankfully, that's not the case. Let me make sure I have the right button here. We're switching to Machina because there's going to be a door that we are going to go stabby stab on. Door's going to get defeated. We're going to switch back to Rem because she's faster. Rem doing somersaults is also pretty fast, so we try to do that a little bit here. All right, here I'm going to hit the wrong button. Jack is our samurai. He is the very powerful boy. Alright. The speed at which this mission goes is how quickly I can kill that particular enemy. There are going to be enemies on the minimap that are going to have chevrons on them. We are trying to defeat those enemies to progress. There's also going to be enemies that have just orange icons or squares around them. Those need to be defeated to progress, but they're not like the uber, I don't want to say boss of the area, but they kind of are, really. I'm going to roll into a box because my controller decided to be weird just now, which is fine. Okay. Controller, please. So a lot of times when I see those random squares, I just kind of like literally look at the minimap. And there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. I look at the minimap and I pray that I'm actually hitting what I need to hit. So now, the fact that I haven't gotten any specific items that give aura means this next area is going to be a little slow because I'm going to have to defeat Commander Schmitz and then pick up, try to pick up items from surrendering enemies. Basically, if there's enemies on the field when the commander of the area has surrendered or has been defeated, after a certain amount of time, they will surrender, which is super, super beneficial. So we are going to kill him. Now, what's actually kind of funny is White Tiger is not what I needed. Support serum. I'm going to take my sweet time and get as many items as I can. Oh, that's it. Alright, so it's just going to be the support serum. Okay, so this next area potentially has a quick kill, so we are going to try that. It's going to be a little dicey because we only have this. It's fine. So right now, we're going to use magic.
Prepare to face me, red demons.
Ah, didn't work. Why are you missing?
Unknown Magitech armor is moving quickly northwest of the base.
Alright. Not the quickest of kills, but this guy is kind of a butt.
Eager to take care of the unidentified Magitech armor immediately.
Just need him to behave. There we go. So, with Bashtar, if you hit him on the very first attack, he falls like super quickly. If not, well, he is really hard to pin down. It's just one of those things. What? Alright. Skipping through some cutscenes. And now things are going to get a little wild. Let me tell you a little bit about summons. So because we now have the access, we can now access Shiva, who is basically the workhorse of this run. We call her Roller Disco Derby Shiva because when you see her, you will understand why we call her Roller Disco Derby Shiva. When you summon a summon,
At ease.
what happens, and because of plot, the character that you're controlling dies, and they are completely lost in the mission unless you have like re-raise or other things, but they're pretty much gone. So at this point, for a lot of these missions, I'm quite literally throwing bodies at problems. This first mission, I don't really need to. I only need to bring one extra character. But later on, I bring almost my entire roster with me
At ease.
because you need to. Shiva, being the goddess of ice, has, well, permanent ice physics, and she's very fast. So some speedrunners of this can actually be just fine with like controlling her at ×3 speed, which we can talk about a little bit. I am not. God, no. So we get before we go to our next area, though, we are going to hop in Migo and grab some amulets for our mages because they are really beneficial to have. Oops. All right. Put them on Cater, on Rem, on Queen. All right, now we run away. Like brave Sir Robin, we bravely run away. It's fine. So, this is also when you start seeing the holy trinity of starting lineups, which is Cater, Jack, Trey. Cater because she is terrifyingly fast. Jack because he is the workhorse when Shiva cannot be the workhorse. And Trey because I need a body to throw at the problem that is summoning Shiva. Trey has an important job. It's to not be on the screen for very long. Oops. Or I could just decide not to do the mission. Alright. Trey, Sice, cool. Alright, switch to Shiva. Alright. So, this begins the era of Cater. Normally we would have to hit that wheel, sit and wait for a while, or we could just go back to the starting room, head back into that room, and that the game thinks we've already waited for like a minute and a half. It's nice.
Class 0, just follow the plan.
Excuse me. Alright, now at this point, we just don't want to get poisoned, which, since we are doing this in a marathon setting, I fully anticipate all my characters to get poisoned, and it's going to be sad. Poison's just like, we can deal with it, but it's just a really annoying status effect that takes so much health off your characters. Yeah, this initial part, we're just kind of flying through everything, hitting triggers, hitting switches, dropping bombs, literally, and progressing to the next area. And that is when we get to unveil the power that is Roller Disco Derby Shiva. Show. Yeah, this is definitely one of those maps where it's like I'm not even looking at the actual game screen. I'm just kind of following the mini-map and that yellowish, goldenish arrow that's telling me where to go.
Okay then.
Cadet doesn't like doing what she's supposed to, which is very typical for a teenager. I'd say I remember when I was a teenager, but that was a long time ago, and I have the memory span of a very distracted goldfish. Alright, so here is how you summon a queen. You kill a character. He'll be back for the next mission, it's fine. But this is our goddess, Shiva. She's not the only goddess in the game. Spoilers, your mother is too. It's fine. Right now we're just kind of waiting for the area to open up. These enemies, their shields, basically are made of unobtainium, or like wonderflonium, or insert very powerful thing here. They repel all frontal attacks, which sucks. Believe you me, it sucks. So right now we're kind of stuck here until the timer reaches 23, I want to say 23:45. Because we're basically waiting for the water to drop down. At this point, I'm staying away from these very tiny, barely visible enemies, like that dead one right there. Son, that one that you're alive. No, 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 bad. Because they're the ones that are going to poison us, and I would prefer that they, well, didn't. Maybe, oh, I dodged a poison right there. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Rip, poor little thing that's trying to murder me. Also, rip Trey. Trey is a good. Trey serves a purpose. It's not the most glamorous, but it's a purpose. It's fine. Here, we're just gonna deal with these very, very hazy tunnels. I kind of know where everything is, so I'm not terribly worried. But, what I did right there very slickly is if a character dies and you have more than 3 characters with you, you can bring in a reserve. So I have 4 characters total. So I was able to fill the spot that a dead person had just recently occupied with a new body. And is there somebody alive that I can... Yes. Honestly, I'll take that. So I am going to take a little bit extra time in these because, again, I'm still trying to get aura producing items, basically to help me later on in the game. I need probably 2 more of these aura producing items, and the easiest way to get them are from surrendering enemies. So we are going to progress. Actually, one thing I'm doing, when I think about it, every so often, like, I'll do this like magic drawing type of thing. I'm basically summoning, I'm harvesting their soul. It's fine. But that's basically what I'm doing. I'm harvesting their soul. Is there anybody alive? Anybody alive? Yes, okay. That actually helps immensely. Okay. Now I feel a little bit better about later in the game. Alright, I'm gonna grab that for no other reason other than Cadet can die at full MP. Can't say I'm not kind. But yeah. we're going to take Shiva and basically go full on Hojo take the wheel, because that's the kind of ice physics we're dealing with here. It's fine. Words, we're going to use pretty much Shiva's most powerful attack, which is that we call it X left or square left. It's a very long attack that if you hit, it does a ton of damage. If you miss, you are staring at your screen for 20 minutes going, could you please finish up your attack? I'm late. Alright, we finish the next mission, and now we're starting to get where enemies are getting a little bit stronger, and particularly a little bit stronger than us. We're not in the 2 super scary missions, but we're 2 away. This next one's actually... So, when I started running this, this next mission's boss, Brianak, was considered kind of like the first choke point for runners of this game. Because, well, he's really hard. There's ways to mitigate his damage, but even if you mitigate it, which I'll be doing, he's a nightmare. Then, basically, a god spot was found where he can't touch you. And then it went from a real big, like, choke point to, oh, this is easy. Heck yeah.
We mustn't falter.
Time to get to work.
Nope, still on fire. That's fine. So here is where the next mission starts the wonderful, how much do you trust yourself? And how much do you trust the game? The question for how much you trust the game should be nothing, because Type-0 is sentient and knows when you're showing it off in marathons. So it will purposely do everything in its power to ruin your run. But this next one, you can bring basically up to like 3 extra people and be fine. That's kind of what I'm going to do here. It's a little sketchy, but it's fine. And if it's not fine, it's not fine. So we are buying a gun for Cater and a better sword for Jack. Those are the only 2 people that get upgraded weapons, because, well, that's how we do the speed run. It's fine. Also remember to hydrate, friends. This is a map that's supposed to be very complex. You're supposed to get lost. It's a very difficult route. You have these fuel cans that'll prevent you from running out of fuel, or you can just head to the right. It's fine. Rem Size Queen. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, we spoke about... nope, that's the wrong... KJ. Nope. I picked the wrong party. Rem Size Queen. Haha. I would have cried because I would have made things a problem. Anyway. I've shown you regular speed Cater. This is Cater on haste. A literal case of like Hojo take the wheel. She goes zoom zoom. Just like she goes zoom zoom in these next areas. You just kind of have to know where to go and anticipate you are going the correct direction. These next areas I'm going to pay a little bit of attention to so I don't get lost, because there's a very tight window for getting things done. That requires Cater to open a door. Okay, where are you? Oh, I see you. No. Thank you.
Someone sound the alarm.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going into 3 different labs, and I'm going to be stealing an ID card, turning off the alarms, and doing the thing. I saved this particular special order so I can get invisible, and that way I can go and do the next 2 labs very quickly and very undetected. You still have to destroy you still have to kill somebody to progress things. So you just go, you take out the guy with the ID card. I'm going to accept that because I will be able to do a wonderful thing called get insurance. That Phoenix Down is pretty much for mission 5 or 6. And then in the next lab, I'm getting a Phoenix Pinion. Difference is, Phoenix Down can revive the entire party. Phoenix Pinion gives re-raise, basically. Alright, but yeah, doing these 3 labs does this wonderful thing called Weakening Brianak, the final boss, which is super beneficial.
Engine check complete.
Alright, this is
Moving
kind of a
parts
tight
check.
window.
Progress. Activating. Intruders. Someone sound the alarm.
Okay.
When did they get in?
Perfect. Alright,
What are the guards doing?
so with that, we've weakened the boss of this mission, which is great. He'll have a little bit less HP when you fight him.
Looks like Brianak
And yeah, he just lets us do our thing. These scientists, they don't give anything, which is unfortunate, but you know what? Oh well. As a scientist myself, I can't hate them too much.
spotted.
Alright, we are going to get myself backed into a corner, because I know my directions,
Try to fool the system on our
and go to the next area. Now, in the next room, or when we summon Shiva, the hope is that both Jack and Cater survive. I have spoilers. 99% of the time, 1 or 2 of them die.
Take over.
Which,
Leave this to
it's
me.
not the end of the world. It's just annoying.
Don't let the intruders escape.
Not this room, but the next room. Because we're pretty much in a shooting gallery of sorts. So right now, we're going to let them deal with stuff. I'm going to completely miss this guy, which is very concerning. There we go. Alright. And here is the room where we hope and pray.
Don't let the intruders
Alright.
escape.
I'm on ×3.
They might notice you.
There's Cater taking a shot. Come on, Cater. Come on, Cater. Come on. Nope, Cater's dead. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, so bring Queen in here. We'll take out these enemies. And progress. It's, like, the weird thing is, it's kind of beneficial that one of them die in that room. It sounds so kind of counterintuitive to what I just said. But that just means one character we have to kill off for plot later on. So it actually speeds things up in a very twisted sort of way. Anywho, right now we are aiming for very specific characters to kill. We come over here, we deal with the enemies that show up back here. Then I take out this guy with a really impressive gun. There's going to be one more enemy that spawns right there. And now we skate like the frozen queen that we are. I'm going to switch to queen right here so I don't have to wait for that. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to switch to Sice.
Easy.
Mostly because, well, she's... Uh-oh, who's dying? Who's dying? Oh boy, I saw that health bar go down. Do I have Jack? Okay, they're both here. Every once in a while, one of those 2 characters dies. It's like, oh. Well, this is a kill that we can do nothing about. That is, for those that know Final Fantasy lore, that is a Lassie. He's like level, like, a lot. I can't remember if it's like 512 or something. Basically, you can't kill him. So you just kind of deal with things this way. This is a very annoying fight that we just got really lucky on. That's those shield boys with basically Wonderflonium, Unobtainium, and all that jazz. That just have those completely impenetrable shields, and it just worked out that we were able to get through it. Alright, I'm taking a little bit of a risk here by using Queen to summon Shiva in the next room, mostly because I want Jack to get XP. You're fine. Like, Rem is going to be the sole person fighting Brianak. With how this run's been going, who knows what's going to happen, really. Alright, so here... Once we kill that Colossus, there's going to be 2 friends that show up, and now we have to wait exactly 10 seconds because it takes 10 seconds for the frozen dead people to disappear. Now, you can speed up their disappearance by harvesting their Phantoma. I cannot harvest Phantoma as Shiva. And there's certain time, like actually one very specific time in late game, where I'll purposely get off Shiva so I can speed things up. Nope, nope, nope. Get back here. Get back here. There we go. Alright.
I'll make you proud.
So I'm going to get away from that guy. As he does that.
Well then, I've given you all
Because
the
he
help that I
will
can give you.
very, very easily, like when he
Objective
is defeated,
just up ahead.
he will
I'm
drop a
sure
bomb.
you can-
And that's bad. Alright. So this is that boss we told you about. So right now, originally it was to go hide in the hallway and avoid the attacks. What we can do is hide in this very specific corner. Go back to our happy spot. He's gonna slam the ground. I'm gonna miss, which is fine. He's gonna do his very slow attack. We try to, if possible, avoid this attack, but we don't have any control over it. Basically, he's gonna summon these strikers, and then as soon as they get those kill shots on them, we kick them right back to Briannak. It's fine. He's gonna come down and say, "What the hell?" That was actually very awesomely timed, not gonna lie. He's gonna contemplate life choices. I'm gonna try to hit him with a few more lightning. Unfortunately, not enough. That's fine. There we go. That's what I wanted. So ironically, that one attack actually killed Jack. Yeah. Any attack that Briannak hits you with will kill you with one shot, so that's why this was, for a while, a very scary fight.
I can't access all of my
But now, we are going to fight that Lassie one-on-one. And by fight that Lassie one-on-one, I mean, quite simply, we're gonna die. How that goes casually is, if you can dodge his attacks long enough, cool. You, the game will eventually start playing this, like, everybody stand down, blah, 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 blah. We like to speed things up in this house, and we do that by just dying. There's actually another fight later on with a very, very, very awesome character and a very, very awesome bridge and a very, very awesome song pertaining to that bridge. It's Gilgamesh. He's in this too. So we'll end up dying to him too because it's just faster. Plot-wise, what's kind of spicy is we've basically been framed for murder. So we're trying to leave the capital of our enemies in one piece. And this area is kind of fun because we get to send a lot of bodies to problems. Oops. It's our big level up level for our 2 main powerhouses. It's a cool boss fight, and you get to see 7 in action once. Alright, nope. Dolan. Yep. And then give Jack Trey. Deploy. Cool.
You are authorized to use firearms.
So it starts off normally. It's now to the point where our characters are so much lower leveled. We do take a lot of times 2 shots of our magic to actually do anything. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna get worse in the next 2 missions, but right now it's fine. Anywho, Trey is gonna do what Trey does best. I'm going to hope those rockets behave. Cater! Oh
Why
boy.
are we surrounded?
Okay.
Hide!
I feel a lot better now that those rockets are dead. Now I just have to deal with this butt of a thing. Thank you. It's like, sir, I need you to not look at my character, please. Thanks. Alright.
Stop them here!
Here, we're waiting for him to say damn. If he decides... There we go. Like, if he decides to, like, I don't know, not keep bouncing away from me, which is typical. Typical Final Fantasy. Here, we're going to bang into a wall, waiting for people to drop down.
Beginning descent.
And here, I just kind of
Don't let them do it
use my
like
basic
we.
attack. There's going to be 2 more basics that come down. And then... I call him Lieutenant Dan because I am old enough to have seen Forrest Gump when he came out in movie theaters. But, yeah, once we kill him, we move on. This room's pretty straightforward. I like to get a little bit of bonus XP right here by doing whoop. It's fine. Take out Captain Frost.
This
Ironic.
Let's go underground. It's about time.
Swap to Cater.
The easy way.
We escaped underground.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in Ace.
All soldiers on duty.
I'm not gonna use Jack because I will be very sad.
Stop all trains in the capital. Find the.
And Ace is gonna do what Trey does best. You will notice a trend. So yeah, Shiva is just so overpowered. It's wild. Now, what's so scary is actually the very next mission, Battle of Judecca, which is pretty much the first mission where I will be talking a lot less. Well, Battle of Judecca is an ice-based area. Filled with enemies that are immune to ice, which is a problem. So we're in an area that we are grossly underleveled for. And, hoping we don't die. And we can't really use Shiva. So, we still summon her, because not every enemy is immune to ice, but some of the very scary ones are unfortunately immune to ice. This next room, I'm gonna stop talking for a second. Okay, good. I was trying to avoid the Walk of Shame,
I'll kill you really
which
quickly.
basically there's an enemy there that if you don't kill that enemy in time, it'll run to one of the previous rooms. And it will keep running. So you'll have to like go through like 3 or 4 different rooms to catch up to him. Cater Jack 7. All right. So at this point, Jack is going to come into his like strong era. Jack is going to turn into the powerhouse we desperately need. He's a slow boy. He's a samurai. He just waves his sword around and he's really cool doing it. But he needs to get beefed up, and that's what we're doing right now. We're good to Lightning Flash. Swap out Reflex for Lightning Flash, then we're going to go to Shiva. And we're going to give her a lot of power. So with Shiva, when you're starting off running this game, you're going to want to level her up to Summon Extension 2, which gives you 20 extra seconds instead of 10. As you play it more, you're pretty much good at crit 2, which I believe is the next one. Yep, crit power, or power 2. Yep. Alright, so this next area is very cool because this is the one time that 7 is useful outside of, well, like, summoning Shiva.
Take over.
Alright, so she is going to...
I found you. Target
I
must
said,
be eliminated.
come on.
At a time like this.
There we go.
To you now. Roger that. It's all you.
It's about time.
So when she likes to use her ability, she basically has scorpions get over here, if you couldn't tell. And she likes using it, and I like it when she uses it. So she'll bring over that enemy, and then Jack can just wail on that enemy from right there. Save some time. But she has to make contact with it, which is... she can get a little annoying with that. Alright. The final area of this particular train sequence actually is a soft lock I have to be a little careful of. It's not this next car. Actually, no, it is this next car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill, pun not intended, right here. I'm going to let this guy fire an RPG right into Shiva, because that enemy back there is doing plot damage to the train. If I don't let him do that, so if I kill that rocket launcher guy too slowly, then yeah, he soft locks and never comes to an area where we can do damage to him. So yeah, it kind of sucks. Alright, so we have refilled our MP or HP. Those blue things that you see on the ground, those are basically health and MP replenishers. They're really nice to have. Red is getting hit. That's a little awkward. That's fine. She's literally going to be dead soon anyway. Because, spoilers, guess who my next Shiva fodder is? Here's a hint. It's her. So we're going to harvest their Phantoma, so basically speed up the process of them disappearing. I'm going to summon Shiva, and then we are going to take out the second Lieutenant Allen. As soon as we do that, we can progress.
Release the Wildcats! Attack!
This area is relatively fine. The enemies kind of leave us alone as soon as we go and deal with Captain Haley. This next area is when you get a first glance at this mission's boss. She's going to bonk onto the ground. So we're going to do a good amount of damage to her to make her go away because we're not ready to fight her. I'm going to try to bring Cater and Jack back here. That usually, oh, that actually worked. Wow. Things that don't happen in Type-0. Cater, I see that health bar, girl. Please don't die. I kind of would like you to not. Thank you. Okay. In reality, I just need... well, I would prefer to have both survive, but I pretty much just need Jack to survive. So I'm going to wedge Shiva on the left-hand side. And at this point, I'm going to hope the rockets do not target. Oh, they hit Cater. Okay, that's fine. We'll deal. Okay. So Cater's dead. Rip. That's fine. As long as Jack is alive, I'm fine. We're going to grab Sync and we're going to grab Machina. So this next area, you know what? I'm gonna survive without it. I need those two for later on. Yeah, if Jack had... There we go. If Jack had or if I had extra, like aura producing items, I would have used it then, but I'm gonna really want those two for the upcoming missions, so I'll deal. Alright, so we finished that room. It goes by pretty quick. I'm gonna come down here and deal with some more Evil Eyes, Airmen, whatever you want to call them. Sometimes they do like that one just did, and we'll just stop. They're wonderful. Alright. Now, this next room, you can kind of speed it up, and with how that behemoth just kind of decided to face tank pretty much my entire team, I'm a little squirrely about it. So we're just going to stay on Shiva. What you can do is you can immediately swap to Jack or Machina,
You dogs need to be
summon the Phantoma, and then don't have to worry about it anymore, which is great. Otherwise, you could just do that,
You trust me?
wait the 10 seconds, and absolutely wreck that guy's face. I don't even remember his name. That's fine.
Even they can't get the
Which is
job
also a little
done.
ironic, given the
There's no
nature of
way
Final
you can blame
Fantasy
this.
Type-0. So let's tell you a little
We're
bit about the
outside
plot
that
of this
building.
game. In this world, it's controlled by the crystals, and as a means of, well, dealing with grief by ignoring your problems. When you die, your memories are erased. Or, I should say, memories of you are erased. So, like, it could be your sibling, your partner, your parent, your child. But if they die, you forget they existed.
The terrorists! Kill them!
And that's just kind of one of those things. It's one of those, like, there's nothing you can do about it. It's the crystal's will. But it's also really, really messed up if you think about it. I love how it always, like, targets the fuel tanks. I'm like, please, I would not like to blow myself up, thank you. Alright, we're gonna switch to 8. My dog is going to play with her chew toy,
Rest up.
because she is a gooby. It's fine. And now we are going to try to get a quick kill on Vajra. I need her to... Okay. That actually strangely worked. Not in the way that I've ever seen happen before. A lot of times you have to stun her before she jumps away, because if you don't stun her with a break sight, she'll just hop onto the side of a building and heal herself, and it's sad. Because you can't stop her at that point. But she just kind of... She took enough damage initially where it's like, alright, it's fine.
Don't forget to train.
And just died. So it's cool. Alright, so we are in the middle of a forest. It's fine. We're going to switch to Seiss. And there was a teleport stone we purchased a while ago. Yeah, it's just one of those things with my dogs where... yeah, they're ever present. They know mommy is streaming and therefore will be cute and make sure they're heard. Like, that one is Freya, the younger of the two. Galahad, I think, is downstairs. Anyway, so we are going to use that teleport stone as soon as the third person spawns in. And just escape. That is the only random encounter that we have to fight in the game. And we just say, no, we're good. We're good, fam. We know that fight would absolutely kill us, so we're just not going to fight it. It's fine. Okay. These next two missions are bluntly the scariest. We are grossly underleveled. We have limited party sizes. Like, we can't bring everybody to every single mission. So I will try to talk when I can. There are certain areas where I'm just going to be quiet during, and that's just how it's going to be. I love you all, and I hope you're enjoying watching this very unknown Final Fantasy title. But this next area is terrifying. There's particularly one room that scares me to death, so it's fairly early in this mission.
Good work.
I should say after this RTS mission that we're going to skip. After that mission, we go to the first battle of Judecca, which, spoilers, that's the only battle of Judecca. You know, it's the first, it's fine. Anyway, so back to a little bit of plot here. Oops, hold on.
At ease.
About just when you die, you're completely forgotten. There are, as I said before, when you summon enemies, or when you summon Eidolons, your character dies. Well, because of plot and that person we called Mother earlier on, who, spoilers, is a goddess, we can get revived. That's not the case for the other people in the school. And there are specific classes that they learn to summon. So they basically learn to summon these giant eidolons and die in the process, which is depressing. Also, what they do is you'll see these items if you play through casually called knowing tags. Oops. I forgot I have to go to the airship landing. So think of it like a dog tag. It actually is exactly a dog tag. When you die and like somebody comes across your corpse and they see that you're on Rubram's side, which is the nation we're fighting for, they'll take your knowing tag. And at the end of a mission,
Good luck to you.
they will... Actually, hold on, I gotta make sure I don't screw this up. Okay. Bring everybody. Eidolon, Shiva, cool. The one time you will see Deuce in combat for a while. Anywho, they'll take the knowing tags back, and they know who died because they'll have the knowing tags. Otherwise, they'll have no idea that you died because they've completely forgotten about you. It's a very tragic world. What's not tragic is this next minute of what we affectionately call Duck Hunt. There's 2 rounds of Duck Hunt. It's an auto-scroller of killing all of these dragons because we are going to fight a lot of dragons. After this wonderful Duck Hunt series of segments becomes what I like to call the 2 scariest minutes of this mission. I'm going to be dead silent because I need a lot of things to go right. Otherwise, this mission is going to get very, very, very terrifying later on. So, but in the meantime, we are killing off these dragons at about 5 to 3 seconds left on the timer. I'm going to hop off this. I'm going to summon Shiva with Deuce. I'm going to kill this dragon. And that is the one time we use her, and there's a very specific reason why this is the one time we use her, which I will talk about later. Okay. No. You come here. Okay. So now we have control of 9, which is fine. I hate that that rhymed. Anywho. After this, we are going to play Duck Hunt against the 5-star dragon until it eventually goes away. There are 2 attacks that that specific dragon is going to use, either a blue homing missile attack or an orange take your best guess if it's going to hit you attack. You really don't want it to hit you, but it can be hard to tell. So if you don't think it's going to hit you, you can just kind of like stay firing at the big dragon. But I've definitely died because I misjudged where that fireball was going to land. And we don't want to do that here. Because in Judecca, you can only afford to have 2 accidental deaths or unintentional deaths. And that seems like a tall order considering that you haven't really had many accidental deaths. That changes now. It gets scary. Alright, find him. Gonna find the break site. It's a little bit off to the side. So if we're able to break sight him, which is just shown by that specific noise, and then he kind of shifts a little bit, he'll readjust. He'll go into like the cloud thinking that we can't see him, which is adorable of it. That's cute. Because I totally don't know where he's going to spawn again. Oh. He spawned exactly where I thought he was going to be. Ooh, a 0 fireball area. Alright. Okay, so again, this is where I'm going to be very quiet. A lot can go wrong in a very short amount of time here. So put your
Last zero.
hopes and dreams and energy in chat because, oh, golly, I'm gonna need it.
There they are. Flame unit forward.
This is where the hardest part is actually getting the characters to do what you want them to do right there.
Send out the beasts. Inform the dragons.
Last force here. Currently engaging the enemy. We're unable to find our rescue target.
Come here.
A battle has broken out on the floating clouds. All units rally together.
We go west to.
Send the Valor Brigade! Divide the Dominion forces! Do not let them join up!
We're having trouble locating the troops deployed up north.
Roger that.
If you can hear me, contact the flagship.
Right, let's go.
I'll make you proud.
Okay. It's this next room.
Damn it! Why you? I'm gonna kill you.
I'm sorry.
Alright,
Roger that.
yeah, it's not behaving very well. Alright, I gotta There we go. Yeah, that went very poorly, but you know what?
I'll make you proud.
We did have to burn one of our Phoenix Downs. Not ideal by any means of the imagination, but it just is one of those things. That dragon I consider terrifying because Shiva does nothing against it. And sometimes it will just dodge all of your attacks because it wants to. So at this point, it is time to bring out the single character parties for the sheer fact of protecting the rest of our party.
Send out the shock brigade.
Send the beasts!
Alright. So, the rest of this mission, again, it's okay. This guy's being an absolute butt right now. There we go. Yeah, you see they're in their 29s. They're like 14, 15 levels higher than my party, which is absolutely massive. You are... none of the dragons are behaving today. Okay, that's fine. It's not like I'm doing a speed run or anything. Heck.
The 21st platoon has been wiped out, along with the 42nd platoon.
Okay.
Retreating now.
But yeah, so it's... The rest of this mission does have some sticky points, but that one room is definitely the scariest because that's really the first time where the game's like, you don't get a safety net at all. Deal with it. This next mission I actually think is kind of cool. We are bringing out Trey. But this also can go one of two ways. It could go very well, or we get the ladder of shame. So this particular mission, we have to go from area to area and rescue classmates. We're going to bring out Cater and Jack. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to cause Flyvern to stare at me angrily. Now Flyvern's going to run away. And at this point, the whole point of this is to go and take out Flyvern that's protecting people. I still have to take out this guy for that. See, this is the part that's made a little spicy because Shiva will heal them. This is okay. Alright. So at this point, we are just kind of letting Shiva do her thing. And hopefully she targets... There we go. She actually did target the West. Or she targeted the enemy we needed her to, which is great. Yeah. We are... I'm so proud of her. She did what she was supposed to do. She never does that. Alright, here is where I'm going to take another fortified ration. Alright, now, technically, if I really wanted to, I could go deal with the South right now. But this is actually kind of ideal, because it's going to take too long for us to kill the enemies there and then come back. So, in the meantime, I'm going to get a free Mega Elixir, and then I'm going to get a free Phoenix down, and go to the Central Station, or the Yugumo. We're going to get another special order and get a free Phoenix down. So, we call the Ladder of Shame is, as soon as Shiva's dead, that's when you kind of stop dealing with the side areas. And if you take too long in any one of the initial areas, you're kind of like stuck here, staring at this ladder for up to 3 minutes. Thankfully, that was not the case here, so we were able to salvage some face. Now is probably one of my favorite kind of spicy kills. What you want to do, Sazanami the Rider is who you're trying to kill here. But what we're going to do, when Shiva stops attacking, is we're going to wait for a break site. We are going to wait for Flyvern to stop being rude. Flyvern, when I said stop being rude... Oh my goodness. There we go. So, right there is something so interesting. Because we really didn't do much damage to Sazanami there. We did damage to his dragon. But what you do is you get the break site on Sazanami, and then you just switch your target to, or get the break site, excuse me, Flyvern, the dragon. You take it out, and then you switch targets to Sazanami, and boom, you have defeated that boss. But Flyvern has to, like, oh, I don't know, do an attack with a break site that you can, like, reach. Type-0 things, I swear to goodness.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Unironically, I consider this my second favorite Final Fantasy above all. I am such a fan of this one. We're going to bring 8 out here as cannon fodder. It's fine. Like, 12 is my favorite. Type-0 is a very close second. And then, oh god, who would I put as 3? Like, probably 5? Maybe? Maybe 4, maybe 8. I've got some, admittedly I've got weird taste in Final Fantasies. You can feel free to at me. The biggest spicy news, I'm not the biggest fan of 6, but I don't talk about that in polite conversation because I enjoy having friends. Anywho, we are going to take out these Dracobolitans, who are, it's this area's equivalent of Soylent Green. They were people once. Not anymore. We don't want Cater to get stuck on a wall, that's a problem. Alright. So now at this point, we are running away from the dragon. And this sounds very strange. We want characters to die before we get to the next... I'm saying boss is a little awkward. It's a scripted fight, but it's... yeah. Anywho, so here we're gonna fight 3 baby dragons, 3 wing burns, and we're gonna hop off Shiva and go to Jack. I might go to Cater for the sole purpose of getting her to die to Dracobolitans to speed up the final area. Either way, I just need one person to survive going into the boss. Like, I want Jack to survive personally, because, well, HP is a thing. Alright, come on. Come on. Please, please. Thank you. Alright, we'll bring out Rem. What's nice is when you bring in a party member, after, like, out of the blue, they will get some iframes, which are really nice. So that you don't, like, immediately summon them and they're like, oh, well, I guess I'm dead. The game is mean, but it's slightly not that mean. Slightly. Though Rem, okay, real talk, Rem hitting level 15 kind of just made most of the next mission free. Oh, when we get her back, as soon as we get her back, it becomes a free mission, which is great. Because at 15, she gets the ability Undying Wish, and I'm probably going to put it on her in the next save point, which is right here. Just so I have it on there and I can get it taken care of now. Alright, so we're going to promote Rem. We're going to give her Undying Wish. We're going to put it on Thundaga because we don't really need Thundaga anymore. And this is very much an insurance policy for what's coming up. So, like the previous ones, we die. Our sole purpose right now is to die. However, if you are a fan of the most overkill to have ever overkilled, oh boy, it's gonna get fun. There is a quick kill that I'm gonna try. What I do is, as soon as I have the ability to start charging my ability, I'm gonna do so. If it's done correctly, I will quite literally be able to get off an attack before she does. It is a very tight window, but specifically I cannot target her. So I have to get to Giga Flare. There we go. Okay. Because if you target her right away, the game actually forces her to attack you faster. But for some reason, if you don't attack her, she just... hello? Are you gonna... Why are you not... Why is she not doing the attack? Hello? There we go. That was strange. Yeah, sometimes she won't let you RKO her out of nowhere. But yeah, the fight's over at this point. We're going to go to Terra Flare, and we're going to get the most overkill overkilled. But yeah, so with that, Judecca's done, and now we are heading to Big Bridge. Big Bridge, you don't get to bring all of your characters with you, which is scary. For the first half of it, you don't have access to Rem, which is scary. And if I didn't have Undying Wish on Rem, I'm only allowed one accidental death, otherwise I'm improvising immensely. So it gets very, very, very spooky. Oof, that lost so much time. So I will admit that Judecca mission was really, really bad, and we're probably, I can already tell you right now, we're probably going to be going over estimate. But that's the fun part about, well, playing your friend that's not really de-rusted. Yeah. But it's for a fun, very impromptu cause, and I love very fun impromptu causes. So here we are.
All assigned units, head to your designated location
Okay.
when ready.
So right now we're going to buy a lot of ethers for the final mission, which is not this one. That's not ether.
We've lost contact with
Okay.
03 Battalion. No units have reached the bridge as of yet.
Alright. Gearjack Trace Rem. Cool. Alright. So we're bringing along everybody that we can right now. You'll notice even though we selected Rem, she's not with us. Plot reasons, she is not safe. She can't use magic because, again, of plot, so she's not able to be summoned until we destroy the thing that is preventing her from using magic.
Take over.
Leave this to me.
So, alright, these first couple rooms in Big Bridge are just... Yeah, these enemies can and will absolutely wreck your day. That's what they do. They're giant mechs, I don't blame them.
Line of defense. Hang in there until backup arrives.
I'm just gonna whiff everything here. I'm gonna kill one Colossus while looking at another. That is the closest you will ever see to a swag kill in this game, let me tell you.
Tag 0. Slip through the front
Cool.
line.
Our victory will lead the Dominion to victory.
Grab Ace, switch to Cater,
About time.
Be careful out there.
just for speed a little bit. And then here is where characters
I got this.
love dying. Again, we want Jack to survive as long as possible. But you know what? The game doesn't always agree with me, which is kind of unfortunate because I
You destroy the gem. Don't mess up.
prefer having Jack alive. Other than he's like
No wait. Has the gem been destroyed? We're not gonna last much
our
longer.
powerhouse. Alright. Okay, Cater is having a moment.
The bridge.
There we go.
We've lost almost everyone. There's another one.
Alright, so the next area we are crossing a bridge. Now there's a little bit of a very scary manipulation that sometimes doesn't work if you quite literally get through this area too quickly. Like,
To think they made it this far.
what we can do is, what's going to happen is the bridge will go down, and we'll fight enemies, the bridge will go up, we have to wait, the bridge will go down, we have to fight enemies, la 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 la.
The White Tiger for years, and we will proudly defend
We
her to the
can bypass that. But, on the flip side,
death. Don't let them cross. Raise the bridge.
what we also need is a very specific special order to appear to make the fight at the end of this bridge free. So 1, 2, 3, go. So yeah, normally it would take longer for this bridge to go down. This might actually work in my benefit. So 1, 2, 3, go. I'm gonna grab Cater and I'm gonna switch to Jack.
Roger that.
Because right now we're looking for an SO with Invincible. And if we don't get it, we have to decline.
Okay then.
To the right! Surround them! Let's go!
Nope.
Let's go!
So this fight becomes very scary without that Invincible because
It's about time.
that guy does so much damage. But it's significantly faster to do the bridge minute. So you just have to kind of hope that you get the Invincible one so you can just like wail on it without worrying. But we got through just fine. Alright. This next one, you only get one character, which is fine. Because the game actually anticipates that you're going to summon an Eidolon. So it kind of puts you in a my character is going to die scenario. And cool. So, what I said earlier, people just learning the speedrun for the first time are much better off going to Summon Extension 2. It is specifically for this mission.
Pick up the pace. Let's go!
Because without characters or without friends with you, and if you don't use re-raise, if you run out of time with your Eidolon, this is a game over. Full stop. And since you can't switch off of a different character to speed up those people from disappearing, well, you're kind of stuck. So yeah, if you learn this run, definitely Summon Extension 2 is your best bet, and the more comfortable you get, the more you can practice with just Summon Extension 1. But yeah, this area we're just kind of killing off the groups of 4. Eventually there's going to be an announcement that basically the quote-unquote boss of this area is going to show up and we're going to take him out. So I think it's after this group. Yep, there it is. So that cat's going to be frozen. We're going to take out Lieutenant Anthony. Now, in this mission, if you run out, if your Eidolon times out once you've already gotten the victory screen, you will not die. It's happened to me once, and I low-key had a heart attack, but I was like, oh no, I'm fine. Cool. Alright, so this next one we are bringing just King, and the quote-unquote super hard boss that is going to be as hard as the RTS missions that we've been ignoring. Let's go deal with it. Okay, that boss is dead. Cool. It's at this point with Shiva, that boss did not have any shot surviving. Of course, now I get first aid kits. Yeah, first aid kits would have been super nice at the beginning of the game, but you know, here we are. So at this point, we're in the back half of Big Bridge, and again, now with that particular boss defeated, we can summon Rem, which is cool, because that's exactly what we're going to do. You want to make sure you bring everybody you can bring with you, so you can only bring, well, living characters, which is fine.
Defend the bridge until Lady Setna finishes summoning.
But we are going to switch over to Queen, because Queen is going to be our summon fodder first. We're going to summon Queen to summon Shiva. Love it. It's the simple things that amuse me.
They never let up.
You're going to wait for enemies to show up, like this
Empire's giant turret.
wonderful heck diver. We're going to take out this cat, and then for some reason, I don't know why, like, this cat missed the memo and just decided to show up late. I don't ask questions. I just kind of say, you know what, that's fine. You missed the memo, you're still going to get smacked. It's fine. Alright.
Careful.
So this room gets a little wonky.
IMAs are being launched from a base located in that area.
So what happens first is we're going to take out these 2 Helldivers,
Provide backup for Type-0.
and then we are going to get totally turned around right now.
On our way.
We're going to take out those enemies, switch off of Shiva, because now we're stuck here until essentially till the timer runs out. So this is also one of those weird scenarios where we kind of want, like, we're fine with a character or two dying. I don't want Jack to die because super beneficial in the end of the game, which is after this. But it's just one of those things. So we're gonna keep doing this until Shiva goes away. At that point, we are going to summon Shiva again with the character we bring in, which I think is going to be Sice. And then we're going to stay on Shiva that time until it's safe to do so, or safe to switch. So, all right. Sice is in here, so we're going to summon. You have to be really careful because if you don't summon fast enough, yes, those enemies could have killed Sice before I summoned. That is a really annoying aspect. That's just kind of like, oh, well, crap. I guess I'll die now. So there's like 1 or 2 more rounds, and then there'll be an announcement, and 2 more Huck Divers will come from behind, and we take them out and we move on. Hello. There we go. Oh, maybe it's 3 rounds. Oh, nope, there it is. Alright. So we'll take this guy out first, because he's actually targetable. This guy needs to, like, observe the scenery first, because he's annoying. He's observed the scenery, he's done. And we progress. To wait for the door to properly open, because apparently that gap is not big enough for Shiva's ego. It's fine.
Under fire. Take that turret offline.
Alright. So, I've lost my remaining 2 characters, like, back to back in this specific room. Because once I get out of this specific room, I'm completing the game. It's just kind of how it is. It's the last room that I could effectively die in before I get to Trials. So, if I have the extra character, I will 100% sit on that second character and just deal with killing them to Gilgamesh, just because it's so much safer. So much safer. So now here we're going from area to area. There's going to be Colossi constantly getting spawned, if you will. And yeah. The final one has a commander that has pretty much more HP than like every boss combined for no other reason other than it's annoying. So we're going to use Shiva's freeze ability, Winter Wonderland, for the first time manually. Because that guy also likes to run. So by freezing him, he doesn't get to run. And it's great.
I'll make you proud.
Alright. I just realized I should not have hopped off Shiva. It's fine. We're just gonna zoom with Rem. It's a little bit more controllable with Rem. It's not as fast, but you know what? You get to see Rem doing a lot of somersaults. There's 1 more room after this. Yeah.
Class 0 is the only class left operating on the map.
Yeah, that just saves a few seconds. It's fine. Especially with how uncontrollable Shiva can be in those areas and get stuck. I'm fine with that. Alright. So this is Gilgamesh. This is Battle on the Big Bridge. And this song is amazing. I will not take further questions on the matter. So at this point, I just need to die. With both characters. I just need to thank you. Thank you, Gilgamesh. I appreciate you. Complete. Because much like that one character, we can't beat him. Not on this playthrough. This game actually allows for multiple playthroughs, and there's a lot in the game that you don't actually see unless you do a second playthrough. Like later on, going into the final area, it will reference something called Code Crimson, and that is not anything that's seen in the first playthrough of this. It is specifically a New Game Plus special thing. Alright, we are going to be finishing up our final
Good work.
RTS mission that we don't care about. And then we're going to do what we affectionately know as, why is this even a mission? It's another area that I'm probably going to be a little quiet during. It's a refight of Bashar, that flying mech that was super fast. Well, he got faster, because of course he did. It makes perfect sense he would get faster. So, I usually... a good Bashar 2 fight is 20 to 25 seconds. It's also very difficult to get that 20 to 25 seconds. Normally, you're probably going to be sitting in like 30 to 45. 50 plus is rough. He's just so fast. Like, you have to low-key anticipate. Come on.
Good work.
I always do that. Now we're going to be told to not do anything, which we're not going to care about. We're going to talk to this guy. He's going to be like, I don't like you guys, so we're just going to, like, send you on the mission anyway and hope you don't come back. We're like, oh, thanks. That's rude. Show. Alright.
As good as done.
Yeah, so this next fight is very much a... You just have to anticipate what he does and hope that you anticipate correctly. Not a heck lot you can do about that. We're gonna bring one character with us because we only need Shiva. We're gonna bring Seiss specifically, if nothing else. Hello. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Good. Okay, I'm having a moment. It's fine. I'm having a lot of moments in this game. If for nothing else, other than we don't have to worry about bringing her back on in a menu later on.
We have arrived at the White Fortress 2 minutes ahead of ETA. Begin
Again, drop. And then... Alright. Let's see how badly this goes. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, I missed it. That's fine. 2. There's that. Not ideal, but you know what? That's... that was probably a 40-second fight. 40 to 45 seconds. Yep. So I'll take that. That's kind of common for him. He was behaving somewhat well, and I accept that. Because more often than not, he doesn't behave. Like, it's rough. Because he doesn't really, like, telegraph his attacks either. You just have to kind of hope he does what you're hoping he's doing. And more often than not, he doesn't. There's, like, one attack that he might do at the beginning that I can if I try to hope it's that one. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was, like, one attack fewer. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten the quick kill on that, but oh, there's a Cactuar. There goes the Cactuar. That's a rare spawn. Pretty cool. But yeah, we'll take that. So anyway, plot-wise, there's 4 nations. All think like the Avatar nations: air, wind, water, fire. We're fire. Wind is, or air is the super bad guys. It's random if the Choco decides to flee. Usually when I'm having a really bad run, they flee more often just because why not? But with that final fight, the other 3 nations have all fallen to us. We are the lone commanding nation in Orience, which causes a few things to happen in the very near future. Things are going to change, not for the better. But we're going to go to what we call Trials. That's the final dungeon of the game. Now the game does this really nice thing because there's so many different characters, and the game devs knew that you weren't going to use every single character. And specifically, people were probably going to use Machina and Rem a lot because those are kind of touted as the main two characters. Well, you don't have access to them in the final mission, the final dungeon. So you are probably panicking because you have a whole bunch of characters you've likely never used, and they're all super low level. The devs, thankfully enough, realized this and said, you know what, we are going to scale scale Trials to the lowest level character. And throughout this game, we've been avoiding using one specific character, and that specific character is Deuce, our wonderful bard. So she's like level 6 or 7, and because of that, she is our lowest level character, and since the game scales to the lowest level character, you'll see a lot of enemies in this final dungeon are level 2. So we've been fighting in the past 2 missions very strong enemies that can absolutely wreck our faces. And now we are just going to deal with level 2 peons. Oh, this screen right here, the Code Crimson. So in a subsequent playthrough, New Game Plus, you have the option of doing the regular missions that you did in your original game, or you can do the Code Crimson missions, which are completely different and significantly harder, but they give a lot nicer rewards, which is super cool. Anyway, we're raining blood. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is fine. The world's coming to an end. So
Everyone's scared enough already.
yeah, we kind of we brought the world to an end by uniting the world. Funny how that works. All right, so we are just going to skip a whole bunch of cutscenes right now as we get ready to go to Pandemonium, which is the official place is called Pandemonium. We don't call it that. We call it Trials. Trials is a series of quests. Those SOs that we've taken and kind of done whatever we wanted with them, they now become what's called Cid's Crucible. You are required to complete Cid's Crucible in each room. If you do not complete Cid's Crucible, you are condemned, that character dies, and you have to try the thing over again. Thankfully, they're not terribly bad. There's a couple kind of squirrely fights, but we deal with it. What's kind of funny about this game, bluntly, is so the final boss of this game, technically you can't die. What I consider the final boss is Gilgamesh, which is the fight right before you fight the final boss, because you can in fact die there, but not for the not during the final boss fight, which is just one of those weird Type-0 things. It is very much a gimmick fight once you understand what the gimmick is. All right. So we are heading to the final area. Now, this area will be split up into 2 teams because there's 2 directions you have to go. The teams we use are very specific, and they play to the strengths of each area. What's she here?
The one who has crossed the white tiger.
Oh, by the way, this Marshal Cid, that's the leader of the Wind, or the Air Nation, the Mech Nation. He's also the judge of the world now because plot. Just roll with it. He's also voiced by Spike Spiegel, who for fellow olds such as myself, Steve Bloom, so voice of Spike Spiegel. So Spike, as a side quest to Cowboy Bebop, came here and judged a world. All right, so 8 Train Ace is the first team. So cool. And then Cater Jack Sink. Cool. Blah, 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 blah. Words are hard. We're going to switch to 8, and we're going to go to the left first. These first trials are pretty easy. This one is basically, here, you get to kill an enemy, which is fine.
Time for judgment.
Excuse me. So it gets its crucible, we have to accept it. That's fine. It'll tell you, yes, complete the condition, or die. This one is just, we have to kill that singular enemy right there. Now, how these enemies work is if they hit you once, they'll put you into kill site stance. So next hit that happens to you will kill you. There we go. We don't want that to happen at all. Plus it would condemn us, and then we die, and then it's sad.
Are you up to the challenge?
In here, actually, we don't mind terribly if Sync dies.
I don't want to do this anymore.
So we actually want a lot of our melee characters to die before we get to the part where we fight the final boss, part 1. And it's specifically our melee characters, just with how the gimmick in Phase 2 works. So there are certain characters, like we want... Jack is like the lone exception to that rule. We need Jack to survive. So anytime I see him with the kill site, I will protect our samurai boy at all costs. Now we just kind of, yeah, this particular crucible, it is an auto-scroller. It's just survive. I, in theory, don't have to kill anybody in here, but I do, because, well, it's, you got nothing else to do. Plus, they get a little annoying and spicy. Also, you notice those kill sites on our characters will disappear after a time. So you're not, like, permanently stuck with kill site, which would be absolutely tragic. Oops. I am gonna run this way, because I don't know what's behind me. I am very likely going to be overestimate. I had a really, really rough mission. I'm thinking I'd say 5 minutes over. Trials, it's really hard to put a guesstimate on it, but we'll start with 5 minutes. But yeah, we are... Yeah. No, you definitely got a little bit of time. Like I said, Type-0 very much Type-0'd and decided to punish me for having the audacity to play this game that I love so much. Alright. We are moving on to the next area, which is... This is actually kind of a cheeky trial. So we have to run through the area twice without getting hit. You can get hit until you select the crucible. So I kind of just wait until... I wait near the end room. And... Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I'll have to do it again. Yeah, you have to pass through it twice. It's fine. I just got punished a little bit there. You have 10 minutes to do it, so I'm not terribly worried. But what you can do is, if you sit by the door and you get really lucky, you can effectively just go through the room once without having to worry about getting hit. Unfortunately, I got a really cheap shot put on me in that room, so it's fine. Alright, this next room, what you have to do, there are these pillars, there are these candles. You can kind of hear... Oops. That little like hum sound. I have one more candle I need to take out. There we go. So as soon as you completely fill up the candles, you can... What? Why is that? It's all... Huh. I cannot target him, which is Spicy. That's odd. I might have to reset the room. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset the room. That is strange.
Hey guys, haven't we been here before?
That's fine. So, what happened there is, for some reason, the game just decided to not let me summon the Urson Reaver, or to summon the Phantoma. So, because you didn't quite do what it wanted you to do, it adds some more enemies, which is fine. There we go.
That was so easy.
Alright, so we did it. Now, in this one, even if you beat it correctly and it doesn't, like, low-key mess up like it did, if you go through that door too fast, so before, you have to let Sid acknowledge you. If you don't, it just won't, it just won't, like, open. You'll have to do it again. It's a really cheeky room. But, hello. There we go. Alright. This is the scariest decision you will have to make in the game. You already know the answer, but this right here. Okay. If you accidentally select Become Lassie, the run is dead. It is completely 100% dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because plot. Alright. This point is a little bit of a maze. I know the route, so cool. We start by going north first. Basically, you want to get through this area as fast as possible. In the shortest route, so that's why we are following a very specific path. Also, enjoy your Tonberry. That decided to avoid my awesome blizzard, because of course I did! Cater also avoiding doors, like it's the latest fashion. Cool. We're gonna take out an enemy in this room. Like, take out an enemy in this room. Tonberry, if you want to show up, I would appreciate it. There we go. But you also saw level 2. So, yeah, it is so much nicer. Oops. It also helps to replenish my MP on occasion. You can equip one item. You can choose which item you equip later on or at any point. Starts off as potion. And then I switched it to ether because that's really what you need in this one. Alright, so we are... Yeah. Take you out, and then if I did this correctly, there's going to be a platform in the center that's circular. Cool! Alright. We did the thing! We're still not done. Now we go through the red portal of danger, and now we get to create two teams. So, Sice, Queen, King, cool, and Cater, Trey, and Ace. This time we're going to go to the right first, using Queen.
Let's go.
And this team, we're fine. Again, if Queen and Sice eventually die early. It speeds things up later. But also, the best way to describe this, the floor is lava. The floor is 100% lava. My heel should be absolutely on fire right now, but okay. I do have to be a little careful. Okay. Someone healed her. Good. There we go. That was a pretty quick room. Alright, the floor... Okay. Sometimes the floor likes to catch itself on fire again because it's kind of a butt.
Let's go. It's all up to you.
This next room is magic only. So this is always when I look at my controller, make sure my finger is on the appropriate button, otherwise sadness. Come here, friend. The big problem with this area is the flying enemies don't always land where I need them to. There we go. That's not great. Cool. Alright, now we run to the last area. This is supposed to be a maze. It's cute that they think that's a maze. I'm proud of them. But anyway, we progress.
You are now authorized to proceed.
The next room is going to be King's lone crowning moment. He's helpful. He's honestly like, I like having him in to start off the final mission, or the boss fight, just because his targeting is a lot faster, for reasons that'll be apparent later on. So the gimmick of this room is you want to destroy the pillars when the flames are surrounding, or the fire is surrounding the sun. So right now. Once the fourth one's destroyed, the next time that a door, which particularly that door, comes across this portal, if the fire isn't there, it'll reset. But since the fire is there, it's gonna let me proceed, and things are happy. Except those two guys, they're not happy. They don't want me here. This is a very slow door. This is like a load-bearing door. That's why it's taking so long. Alright. Cool. There is death and destruction behind me.
So apparently this is gonna be
Cool. Alright, so that team is done.
along by now.
Now, we had all magic. Now we have to deal with all physical.
You should at least.
While also going to a weird, like, puzzle. So you also need to try to cross the bridges as they stop, which gets really annoying when all of these enemies are around here, like, trying to kill me. It's a little awkward. The bombs like to do what that one did, and literally try to sneak up on me, which it's thoughtful. That's so sweet of it. It also has the evasion of God. My goodness, friend. Alright. Thankfully, this is the last enemy. Once you take out all the enemies in the room, it's just a matter of... Ah, I missed it. Crossing over to... Oh, there's still more. Hi. I lied. I forgot those two don't spawn until you come over here. That's fine. Actually, that worked out perfectly. Sweet. Alright.
To proceed.
You're authorized. And
Don't tell me this is Lorica.
now we are going to get into the four the rainbow rooms.
Time to party.
As soon as we take out this behemoth.
Give me a break.
It tried. I give it kudos. It was a good goopy, but didn't last so long. Anywho, the game's gonna throw they're gonna let us kill an enemy, which is fine. We're just gonna take this out real. When I say take this out really quickly, I mean I'm gonna miss both my blizzard shots because that's how we roll in here.
This'll be a
These are supposed to be powered up versions of the Reavers.
We can take care of
It's, they're not.
This form
Alright, at this point I'm gonna take the
teems with
time
life.
You couldn't even defeat me in
to
1,000
do-
years.
a Kira
This
on
world
Trey.
teems with life.
Because this first, so these are the rainbow rooms, the 4 rooms. Each one of these has a very specific condition. This one, you have to survive poison. So the faster you can get through this, the better.
Doesn't it ever stop?
You'll notice Ace has like nothing, which is fine.
Proceed onward.
We aim to have just enough to survive to get into this room.
Fail to defend.
Now these Dracobolitans will show up.
Weathered and polluted.
Just clear those out really quickly
These are the last
and
guys I
move on
want
to the next
see.
room. Each one of these rooms represents a different
faint of heart.
government or country, nation. That's Concordia. This is us. This one's actually pretty, it's like the easiest of the 4.
Up to the challenge.
Kind of a social commentary for this wonderful nation that we are supporting in Rubrum.
In this area.
It is the only one that has the Eidolons, so there is that. But the Eidolons are actually really easy to beat. Or the Eidolon singular is very easy to beat in the next room.
You are now.
So here we're gonna line up right in these 4. As soon as they start moving,
All you held dear has
I'm
been
going to do that.
Time to party.
We're going to use a tri-attack. You'll notice that I haven't been able to summon because plot reasons, summons are not available.
Are they human?
It is sad. But it is what it is.
That jerk. He can control Eidolons too,
Alright, this next area is,
which is great and all, but
blah, blah, blah. Wow, I just brain farted on what? Militus. The mechs. We get to fight 2 mini awesome Bashtar fights, which are even faster and more annoying. The invisible enemies aren't too bad because A, you can see where they are on the ground, and B, you can target them. A little bit of a misfire on their part, but whatever, here we are. Alright, now we, at this point it is a matter of run and hope you hit them.
by the waves.
Which that actually, wait, what? Did I?
Do.
That first blizzard hit? That first blizzard never hit. Oh man, alright. Cool, alright. So now I'm going to introduce you to the low-key final boss of the game. We're going to bring out Jack. I said we're going to bring out Jack. We only really need Jack here. I'm going to give him a first aid kit so he can have aura. Now, we are going to have a one-on-one fight with Gilgamesh. Now, there's a lot going on here.
Let's go. I'm tired of all this fighting.
Woo! We do want him to survive. So there's also a lot of, well, RPGs getting fired at us because why not? Okay, we're a little bit further away, so the trick is if you can, dang it, time your fire right to do that, things become a lot faster. Alright, let's grab 8.
this'll be easy.
Okay. So that's actually kind of low-key the final boss. You can in fact die there, but we didn't. So now we get to move on to the actual final boss that isn't Like, it can take a very long time, but you can't, in theory, die. This part, all we're doing is climbing upstairs. I switched to Sice because I need Cater to survive.
I didn't come here for swimming.
We're just kind of avoiding gunfire. If I have to switch to anybody, I'm going to switch over to 8 because he is the fastest in the next area. Just going to dodge that.
Time for nothing.
Switch over to 8. And even though we succeeded, Steve Bloom is mad. So he just kills us. It's fine.
Disappoint me.
How the final boss works is phase 1, it's entirely plot. We can't beat him, so you just have to let the characters die. However, we want, or I should say, the character that starts off the second phase, the final boss, is dependent on it being one of the last 3 characters that were alive in phase 1. The final boss, the Risen Arbiter, has this shield that makes it an absolute nightmare for melee characters. So you want to start, and actually the first 3 characters that you want to fight the final boss with, you want them to be ranged. So that's why originally it was totally fine for our physical fighters, save Jack, to die earlier in Trials. But we didn't want our ranged characters to die. It's specifically because of this. Once they die in Trials, you're stuck without them. Anyway, once we get past the first 3,
You died again.
so the final fight, you fight one-on-one. Basically, you hit the break site with the character, and then you harvest a Phantoma. That character dies. You select the next character, and you repeat until. Well, you repeat until the entire class is dead. That's kind of just how it is. Anyway, it's like I said, it's a mature rated game. And while Steve Bloom is absolutely dunking on all of us, yeah. So we'll see. I'll pull out like 8 Jack and Sice are all melee characters. I'm fine with them dying first, and then I will save all of my ranged characters for last. I usually like Ace, Cater, and King. I have full control over it, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's because plot, we're too weak to fight him, so we're just gonna let him beat us. He's also a really cool, like, looking character. So we're gonna bring out Sync. We're gonna bring out 9. We're also gonna bring out. We have to wait for the invincibility to go away. They'll try healing themselves, which is cute. 9 is dead, so we're gonna bring out 7. Now I'm gonna bring out Deuce. I'm gonna bring my characters back here because he can do this attack that will. Let's go. Yeah. I'm low-key setting this up so that the other 2 will have invincibility for long enough. Oh, this part, there we go. Okay. That way, the invincibility wears off while these through the last 3. So my starting character for phase 2 is going to be King, Ace, or Cater. There's no real, like, way to control that. And me switching characters when I did just saved about 20 seconds. Because that grab attack is so slow. And Ace decided to just not die, because it's just Ace things. Alright. Cool! Phase 1 of the final boss. Done. Sup, friends? Welcome to the end of Final Fantasy Type-0, aka... Do Final Fantasies not have enough RNG? Well, I've got a game for you. Also, this is... Okay, we are starting with Cater. That's fine. She's a little awkward, but... I have to keep constantly not letting her blast her. Oh, she was early. Of course she was. There we go. So I have to time those shots so she's actually shooting just before he hits her. Alright, let's bring out King. As I said, once we take out the first three Phantoma, that shield he keeps putting up there goes away. And now I can do a wonderful thing called use magic against the final boss. Alright, yeah, we'll bring it. Yeah, we'll keep things spicy. Ace isn't the best here, but whatever. Nope. Sometimes he'll do this attacking. The timing's a little bit different. There's not much I can do about it. It's a slow attack, and I hate it. But you know what? Type-0 has been Type-0ing. There we go. All right, now this is going to speed up immensely. Bring out Trey next. I'll save Jack for last. Sometimes I'll bring the Bard out for last because it's just kind of hilarious. But that's fine. So yeah, now I can start using magic. And a few more attacks, he'll be so weak that he'll completely be on the ground. So melee attacks are even faster. But at this point, it's a rinse, lather, repeat of this. And you have to go through every single character. Time is on the final hit from my character. Or the final character that's going to be alive. And the final character does take a... you have to kind of really wail into him and do a lot of attacks to fully take out his health bar just because it's more cinematic. Ooh. But yeah, you can see at this point, the boss is like, I'm done. I'm gonna let melee characters hit me, and I'm like, well, I'm still gonna use magic 'cause it's kind of fast. It's fine. But yeah, this is Type-0. Like I said, I unironically love this game. If you are not a fan of RNG, I would not recommend this speedrun, but if you are a fan of RNG, this game is wild. But it's so fun. You really don't see this very often. 'Cause it's on, like, there's a Steam version. There's a lot of really good quality of life changes on Steam. It's also available on PlayStation consoles. Again, the original one is Japanese only on PSP. But it's just so fun. And it's got a banger soundtrack for it being a PSP title. And I've got about a minute and a half left, roughly. So, yeah, a little bit overestimate, but admittedly, this is a little bit of a rusty run for me. But I heard about this random marathon with no planning, and I'm like, you know what? It's only fitting that I bring a run that is not prepped, but I love dearly. And I hope y'all had fun watching this, so we're gonna wail on them with Jack a little bit until the health bar goes away. So yeah, this is probably about 2:13. So yeah. The worst comes to worst, I've got some other runs later on that I can bring out. Not looking at my Clear Obscure run or anything, but I just love showing off Type-0 where I can, so 2 more hits and he will be dead. So with that, time. Yeah, that is Final Fantasy Type-0 New Game Cadet. So rusty, but I love playing it, and it's, again, if you are a fan of RNG, I highly recommend this. It's a good game. It's got great... There's like one tiny glitch in the game, but otherwise it's a glitchless run. There's some cool tricks you can do in it, some really cool boss fight strats, and it's fun. The storyline's super depressing, so we're gonna fly through all these cutscenes that make me cry still. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that run and the continuation of the Jon Summer-thon. I have no idea what's next. So I'll find out with the rest of y'all. Until then, yeah, I'm Asuka424. You can find me twitch.tv/Asuka424. And yeah, who knows? I might be here again. We'll see. Greetings from the US, friends.